Hello, we're coming to you from Harry's room. Say hi. Hi. So I want to tell you just really quick, it's like 4 very simple steps for how I keep up with his clothes and how I keep up with his clothes. So once a month, I have a recurring task in Todoist that tells me to go through his clothes. So that's kind of what triggers me. I just have it set for the first Friday of every month. I don't work on Fridays, so I know that I have a little bit of time at home with Harry. And so what I do, basically 4 things. So here's his dresser. The first thing I do is, number 1, just quickly go through the drawers, take out anything that is either A, out of season, or B, no longer fits him. The second thing I do is I go through his stash of clothes for the next size up, because you know how it is. You're either like buying stuff for the next size up, or hey, right here, or you're getting hand-me-downs from people and you're gathering that stuff. So we keep that in his closet, which is over here. I just have like a crate or a bin in there. So I go through those clothes really quick and just grab if there's anything that I want to add in, like if I'm like, this will probably fit him now, or like, now it's cold enough, like he'll wear this sweater or something like that. So that's number 2. And what was I going to say about that? Oh yeah, I mean, maybe this is really obvious, but for a while I felt like, well, how do I know what clothes fit my kid? I need to like try them all on him or something, but I'm not going to do that because, you know. And then I realized, oh, I could take pairs of pants or tops that like I know fit him well now and just like measure other clothes against that. So I can be like, yeah, he's probably outgrown this shirt now, like based on this other shirt that I know fits him really well. Or like, this shirt's probably still too big on him, based on what I know fits him right now. Hi, silly. You're silly. Say hi. Okay, so the third thing that I do then is make a list. And this is an optional thing. I really only do this every like 2 to 3 months where I go through more in depth. But make a list then after you have taken stuff out and put bigger stuff in or more seasonal stuff in, kind of make a list of any gaps that there are in his wardrobe. And like I said, I do this more in depth, like every 2 or 3 months. And what I'll usually do is actually just like, because we don't have a ton of clothes for him. So, because I do laundry once a week, so it's like he doesn't really need more than a week's worth of clothes. So I'll make a quick list of the stuff that he does have, just like 3 LS t-shirts, like long sleeve shirts or, you know, whatever. I'll make a list of that stuff. And then on the second half of the sheet, I'll kind of write down what he still needs. And I know that I could probably do this in a fancier way, but sometimes it's smart to just keep systems simple rather than like overcomplicating them. Because you think about like the end result you're after and go for that. So I will make a list of the stuff that he has and the stuff he still needs, and I just literally fold it up and stick it in my wallet, and that way I can start to get stuff for him as needed to fill whatever gaps he has in his wardrobe at that size. And then the 4th thing that you have to do, this is pretty obvious, but is do something with those clothes. So maybe you're gonna throw out some of them if they're just in really, really, really bad shape, or recycle. I think you can recycle clothes at Goodwill. Or maybe you're gonna donate stuff or give it to someone else, or maybe you're gonna put it in a bin. So we kind of do like a combination of those things. If I know it's something that he's not gonna wear again, like God willing, I will have more children, but there's some stuff sometimes I'm just like, this just never really like fit. It's like a weird cut or whatever. So sometimes I will get rid of stuff, but then the bulk of our stuff goes in bins. And as I like have decluttered my house over the last couple of years, I feel like I just end up with like random bins that I don't need. So I don't have like some perfect system with all matching bins, but every, you know, like size, every size, so 0 to 3, 3 to 6, etc., has its own bin. And then I just stick a label on it. I have a label maker. It's very quick and easy. I just stick a label with the size, and I just put like generally what season those clothes are and put those clothes in there that we're gonna keep. So that's our little system that we do once a month. Again, we do it a little bit more in depth every 2 to 3 months, or just kind of like as they get to that point where they've really outgrown their clothes. Thankfully now he's like getting to the point where he's not gonna be outgrowing his clothes as quickly because he's in 2T now. So he's not gonna be in 3T in like 3 months. Hopefully. So that's kind of our little system. And honestly, the months where I'm not worrying as much about filling the gaps, it takes like 10 minutes at most, but it's just kind of nice to like have the clothes that he has in his dresser be current and fit him and all that kind of stuff and just not be taking up space. So, what's the matter? Are you upset about something? And one final thing I will say, I've shared this elsewhere, but he goes to daycare 3 days a week, and we just have 3 daycare outfits, so we just rotate every week. He just wears the same ones. If they get like super, super trashed, like really disgusting, then I will throw them out and like replace it with a new one. But it's kind of nice, and then that way I'm not as worried about like, I've picked those clothes because they're not my absolute favorites, and so if they get stained or whatever at daycare, it's totally fine. All right, if you guys have any tips about this stuff, I'm always game. Sometimes I feel silly sharing this because I'm like, I only have one kid, I probably don't know anything. But I had mentioned this to someone and they were like, oh my goodness, that's so great, you should share that. So hopefully it helps like one person. If this wasn't helpful to you, sorry for wasting your time, but I love you guys.